Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Tactical Tuesday. And today we're going to go over the 7 principles of scouting and just the general idea of what you need to be able to accomplish as a scout and the purposes of those things. So, with that said, let's dive into it. So, the very first thing you have to be able to do as a scout is be able to read a map and determine direction, right? That is going to be key and pivotal for you moving forward when it comes to other portions, other skill sets you're going to need. Knowing how to read a map is going to be, again, super important. Number 2, being able to recognize terrain features. Right, you have major terrain features and minor terrain features, and understanding those terrain features, both being able to see them on a map and as well as recognize them out in space, out in in the terrain, is going to be vital for you as a scout to make sure that you're headed in the right direction, and so that you can understand the terrain and give that feedback to your unit when you get back from your scouting mission, right? So you have 5 major terrain features. You have hills, ridges, valleys, saddles, and depressions, right? And then you have 3 minor ones, which are draws, spurs, and cliffs. And so if you can practice recognizing those on a map, and then using that map while you're out, go practice, go hiking, whatever, and try to point those out for yourself so you can recognize seeing those, so that you can more quickly orient yourself as you're moving throughout the route that you've selected, right? Which is another skill. But third one, practicing and implementing the principles of cover and concealment. And that has to do with as you're moving through your route, right? Understanding it is pivotal as a scout that you your whole mission is to not be seen, right? You're out there to gather intel to bring it back. You're not out there to take contact and to demolish the enemy. You're simply there in a reconnaissance role, basically, right? You're there to gather information and come back and see what's out there. Number 4, fully utilizing movement and route selection, right? So understanding your the ability that you have to move freely as a scout is vastly different than what the movement speed and the route selection will look like for your unit. So when you're out there scouting for the direction that your unit's gonna take next, you need to take into consideration all those other factors, right? The size of your friendly unit and their ability and speed. Are you mobile? Are you not mobile? How? And maybe you're split. Maybe you have mobile and dismounted. So taking that into consideration. The 5th thing would be know the enemy, right? Estimate the enemy unit composition and their strengths and their weaknesses if you can, right? If you are able to gather that intel, that's going to help also determine what route you might be taking, right? What the next move is going to be tactically. Number 6, being able to observe and report information accurately, right? You have to know what you're looking at, and that falls back on the things before, right? Understanding terrain features, understanding the tactical needs of your unit, and also when looking at the enemy unit or whatever you have going on, you have to be knowledgeable in what you're facing as well, right? You need to be able to relay back what types of gear or equipment they have, or what kind of vehicles they have, or what have you. Whatever you see, you need to be able to relay. Let's say you happen to spot a particular helicopter or a particular mobile unit or whatever. That information is critical, and if you can't accurately relay back that information, it could really hurt the mission as a whole. So with that said, 7th and lastly, being able to select routes and move through numerous types of terrain, right? You have to be able to be that person that's out there and operating in a small team and being able to get through terrain that is, can be treacherous, right? And understanding also, again, moving back to, what your unit's capabilities are, right? If not everyone's Hearst qualified, or if not everyone's whatever qualified, can they, can they actually scale the side of that mountain to get down? Is that even feasible? Do you have the time for it? Lots of different considerations, right? That have to be taken into that, like route selection, and you as a scout, passing back again that information that's going to be critical to the next moves that you guys make. So with that said, I hope that if you guys have any other questions on this, please, we can go really in depth on each one of those things individually and break them down further and kind of like put together like, how you might draw out a fire plan sketch from like your POV once you've like potentially not made contact, but if you've visually made contact with the enemy or what have you, right? So yeah, if you guys have any other questions, like I said, leave them below. I hope that this was informative to some level. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for Weapons Wednesday. As always, stay loose, battle on. And if you've bitch in your heart, it'll show.